And what you do is you say, fine, you want to go to Mexico or some other country, good luck. We wish you a lot of luck. But if you think you're going to make your air conditioners or your cars or your cookies or whatever you make and bring them into our country without a tax, you're wrong.
Let's stop for a second and remember where we were 8 years ago. We had the worst financial crisis, the Great Recession, the worst since the 1930s.
Hello. And once you say you're going to have to tax them coming in, and our politicians never do this because they have special interests, and the special interests want those companies to leave because in many cases they own the companies.
That was in large part because of tax policies that slashed taxes on the wealthy.
So what I'm saying is we can stop them from leaving. We have to stop them from leaving, and that's a big, big factor.
Failed to invest in the middle class, took their eyes off of Wall Street, and created a perfect storm.
Hello.
In fact, Donald was one of the people who rooted for the housing crisis.
I do not say that.
And he said back in 2006, gee, I hope it does collapse because then I can go in and buy some and make some money.
I did not. I do not say that.
And
About solar panels, we invested in a solar company, our country. That was a disaster. They lost plenty of money on that one. Now, look.
9 million people lost their jobs. 5 million people lost their homes, and $13 trillion in family wealth was wiped out. Now, we have come back from that abyss, and it has not been easy. So we're now on the precipice of having a potentially much better economy, but the last thing we need to do is to go back to the policies that failed us in the first place. Independent experts have looked at what I've proposed and looked at what Donald's proposed, and basically they've said this, that if his tax plan, which would blow up the debt by over $5 trillion and would, in some instances, disadvantage middle-class families compared to the wealthy, were to go into effect, we would lose 3.5 million jobs.
I'm a great believer in all forms of energy, but we're putting a lot of people out of work. Our energy policies are a disaster. Our country is losing so much in terms of energy, in terms of paying off our debt. You can't do what you're looking to do with $20 trillion in debt.
Hello. They've looked at my plans and they've said, okay, if we can do this, and I intend to get it done, we will have 10 million more new jobs.
The Obama administration, from the time they've come in, is over 230 years worth of debt, and he's topped it. He's doubled it in a course of almost 8 years.
Donald thinks that climate change is a hoax perpetrated by the Chinese.
I do not say that.
And